All right, today we're going to unpack OpenAI's massive and pretty secretive pivot into hardware. It's a really high-stakes strategy that honestly could determine the very future of artificial intelligence.
Whoa. Okay, so this is a stark warning, right? It basically reveals that the world's leading AI lab is facing nothing less than an existential threat. I mean, for years, they've been the undisputed king of the AI landscape. But it turns out their survival now completely hinges on escaping this huge, hidden vulnerability.
So, to survive this threat, what's the plan? Well, Sam Altman is taking a page directly from the playbook of a tech legend, Steve Jobs. And if they don't get this move right, they really risk becoming obsolete. This whole thing sets the stage for some incredible corporate drama, so let's unpack the strategy.
Okay, so it all starts with the core problem, a hidden dependency that threatens to just stop OpenAI's progress entirely. It's something called the compute crisis.
You see, for all their brilliance in creating models like GPT-4 and Sora, OpenAI's ability to scale up and keep innovating is completely at the mercy of other companies. We're talking specifically about chipmakers like NVIDIA. And this has become a massive critical bottleneck for their growth. So this reliance on others isn't just a strategic risk, it's also becoming financially impossible. You have to understand, right now OpenAI is basically a tenant. They're just renting immense amounts of processing power in someone else's data center. And the contrast here is just stark. On one side, you've got these soaring costs and total dependency on others. But on the other side, if you own the hardware stack, you get long-term financial stability, you can move way faster, and you build this powerful competitive advantage, a moat around your business. And this is the financial terminal bottleneck we're talking about. I mean, look at these numbers. The current model of renting compute power with its absolutely astronomical costs is simply a dead end. To secure their future, they have no choice but to build the physical foundation for the next era of AI themselves. So, to escape this trap, OpenAI is turning to a strategy that was pioneered by Apple. Vertical integration. They're basically trying to mimic Apple's closed-loop ecosystem so they can control every single layer of the AI experience. And this comparison really shows you why this is a total game changer. General-purpose GPUs? Sure, they're powerful, but they're kinda inefficient for these very specialized AI tasks. Custom-built AI-first hardware, though, that offers surgical precision. By tightly integrating a massive model like Sora with their own custom chips, OpenAI is creating a performance moat that competitors they can't cross it. And let's be clear, this is not just about making faster chips. This is a fundamental transformation of their entire business model. They are moving from just selling a software subscription to delivering a complete, integrated system of hardware and software, all of it optimized for incredible performance. But designing revolutionary chips is totally useless if you can't actually build them. And that brings us to the next, really urgent phase of their plan, securing what they call a sovereign supply chain.
And they're running out of time. With global chip shortages projected for mid-2026, creating their own production pipeline is no longer just an advantage, it has become an absolute survival requirement.
So they are moving aggressively. They're forming these massive partnerships with global foundries to lock in all the manufacturing capacity they can. This also creates this powerful feedback loop where software innovations can drive hardware design and then vice versa, giving them these incredible engineering advantages nobody else has.
So what does this all lead to? What's the end game? Well, what we are witnessing is the birth of a new kind of technology powerhouse, a true full-stack titan.
This three-step evolution perfectly sums up OpenAI's entire strategic pivot. They are transforming from a tenant who just rents a space into the architect, the builder, and the owner of the entire AI ecosystem.
And for us, the people who actually use this stuff, this is why it really matters. This proprietary hardware enables always-on, super low-latency intelligence that just vastly exceeds what our phones can do today. We're moving toward an era of what's called ambient computing, where the physical device just disappears and the AI model itself becomes our operating system.
So the final takeaway here is that this move could literally reshape the entire tech industry. As OpenAI becomes a hardware powerhouse, those legacy, software-only companies, they may find themselves completely locked out, unable to compete in a world that now demands these tightly integrated solutions. Look, this pivot is a brilliant strategy to ensure OpenAI's survival and its future dominance. But it leaves all of us with a really critical and profound question about the future of technology and power. What does it truly mean for one company to own every single layer of the AI that will run our world?